for your company, hero content is the most important content that you can develop because it drives customer acquisition and it positions your brand in the minds of your high value markets. And so companies put a lot of time into making content that is awesome in the eyes of the target market so that they can maximize their market share every year. So the way to think about hero content is it's basically heat that you're trying to generate because that will grow market share and brand awareness. And the way that we will define heat is doing something that's awesome for your high value market. In other words, they're on a mission. If we can tailor content that helps them achieve their goals, they will love our company and they'll buy from us when they're ready to buy. And so hero content is designed to really ramp up the heat in the marketplace. And we're going to put in a lot of investment, not only around the hero content launch, but also around marketing the fact that we are going to be putting out hero content so that we maximize our market share. For most businesses, whether you're business to business or business to consumer, you'll have 2 to 4 major hero content launches a year, not more than 4. And so for a major company, it may be 2 major advertising campaigns that they'll run in a year. For a smaller company or startup, it may be doing 4 webinars or 4 ebooks or a couple of ebooks. The key is that we will tailor it to the amount of money we have to spend, but also to the size of the market and the impact that we want to make. And so we'll develop our plans based on our ability to invest in customer acquisition. And these hero events and hero content launches will be basically the way that we'll grow our market share, and everything will be focused around our business plan around these events. It often goes viral. It demands that we pay attention to it. And hero content is central to growing your brand awareness as well as your prospect base. So we're going to use 3-part planning. But first, let's look at a couple examples. The first one is by Red Bull. Red Bull is great at doing these. And this was essentially a parachute jump from the highest altitude ever attained. And while we won't go through and watch it all, you'll be able to watch it on site. The key is as you watch this, you're going to see Red Bull everywhere. And so one of the things that makes hero marketing so effective is that it's essentially the essence of the thrill of Red Bull combined with doing something that nobody has ever done that creates a huge amount of buzz. And so Red Bull sponsors various of these hero content launches. The event itself is what they're launching, and it uses it to position their brand very effectively without doing sales pitches. And they do it by matching up with events that are truly awesome. What happens is their target market starts talking about it. It goes viral. And this has had millions and millions and millions of views, but it was also watched live by millions and millions of people. The next one is Allstate. And Allstate has a figure called Mayhem. And Mayhem has traditionally for years shown us what will happen if we don't have insurance. But it was getting stale. So in 2018, Allstate decided to reposition Mayhem. And what happened was on January 1st, Mayhem decided to become good and to become helpful. And that lasted for a couple months. And then Mayhem decided to go back to his, bad ways. And so they have a whole series of advertisements, and you can watch. This is the main one where Mayhem goes from good to back to bad. And so what happened was it created a huge amount of buzz in the marketplace. Look what's happening with Mayhem. Look how he's changing. And then suddenly he goes back to being Mayhem. And so it's a way of injecting excitement and buzz and heat into a marketplace by changing it. Changing the ad. So those are 2 ad campaigns that did it. But we can also do things like publish an ebook. This was a very popular ebook, still is, on the Internet of Things. We can also do infographics and things like that. We could do a webinar that is really central to the mission that your audience is on. Not talking about your products and services, talking about their mission and helping them. Those are very effective. We can also do blogs or vlogs or even podcasts where we go out and do something that will generate heat in the marketplace. When we actually plan it out, in addition to that, hero content can accommodate all the different strategies. In other words, I can create hero content to create engagement. That's where I'm not building a database, but I'm getting people excited. The examples of the advertising campaigns from Red Bull and from Allstate are basically examples of an engagement strategy. We can nurture people. In other words, we can put our high-value content behind a registration wall and make them go through registration, where we build a database and then we tell them about our ebook or we tell them about our webinar that we're having. We can also build a brand or private community for the group, and essentially we're going to drive the target market to this private site or to this branded site where they can consume the hero content we have developed. And we can use basically any type of marketing. We can do advertising like you saw. We could do a webinar. We could do an ebook. We could do vlogs. We could do podcasts or hangouts. The key is we can tailor hero content to what the market wants to attain and tailor it to the media that they will most likely want to consume. So it's very, very flexible. In building hero content, there are 3 elements that you do. The first thing is we create the awesome hero content, and we will schedule a launch on a specific date. That will become what we're going to drive people to. The second step is we'll invest in pre-market marketing to amp up the buzz to ensure success. So we're going to do all sorts of things, starting with involving the influencers, and then going from there. We're going to do a lot of different things to maximize the impact of our hero launch. We want to have as many people in the audience in our target market excited about the fact that we're doing this hero launch, that they will be there when it happens. Then we'll also make a third investment where we want to keep the post-promotion buzz happening. In other words, to maximize market awareness and to maximize the impact of our hero investment, we want to keep it going. And so we will plan post-launch events that will keep the buzz happening. And you'll see in more specific detail in the next 2 steps what the pre-launch and the post follow-up activities are and how you might develop those for your business. And so if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me.